Hello there. Welcome to this channel. My name is Dick van Oeveren, and in this video I will show you something very cool with Pensando Services Manager. Now what you can do with PSM is you can see all the flows that are going through the DSMs, going through the distributed services modules through through the LBA chips. And then what you can do is I can select a flow and I can add that flow as a rule to a policy. And this is a really cool feature because this will allow you to, create some basic policies with basic rule sets. And if you feel that you want to block traffic for a specific VM or specific IP address or a specific port, you can just go and have a look at the flows and add then a rule um, to a policy based on that flow information. And now let me show you the diagram here. So what I'm going to do, you can see here I have the vSphere host. I have 3 VMs sitting on here. I have an SQL server, which is like basically like a back-end server, which sits on 201 so 201.120. And I have on the right side, I have an SQL injector. So that's the culprit here, the bad boy. That is on IP address 202.222. And this SQL injector injects SQL queries into the SQL server. And now in the middle, I have say like a web front end because that SQL server is also running Apache, it's running a PHP daemon. And so what I can do is I can actually see with the web front end, I basically do a query on the SQL server, querying the database and see whether there's an increase in like column information, right? So basically what the SQL injector does, it updates the database and increases a counter every time. Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you. I have the 3 VMs here. I have the backend, the SQL inject, and the front end. The backend is running the MySQL server, and it's also running some counter daemons. And this is the SQL injector, which is running a couple of scripts injecting SQL traffic. And I've got the front end here, and the front end is really some JavaScript obtaining the SQL information through a broker, through an MQTT broker. So the front end doesn't really make use of any SQL queries. It just uses a broker to obtain this information from a file and from the database. So the SQL injector is updating the database, increasing that value every time. So 72, and then probably goes, well, yeah, it's like every 5 seconds it increases like 82, So it just is a rotary sequence that we're doing here. Okay, now let's move to PSM. Let's check out the security policies. What I will be doing is that, so these VMs are on network 1201 and network 1202, and I have a policy assigned to these networks, right? So I've got the block ICMP policy here. Okay. So let's go into the security policies, and what I have here is I have this option to go to a network graph. And in this network graph, what you will see is you'll see the unique flows here, okay, in the NetSec summary. And so what I can do is in the list you can see here, actually you can see here 3306, which is the actual SQL injection that is taking place from 202.222 from to 202.120. Okay. What I can do is I can do a search on that, say search on destination port, and so you can kind of like get this entry here. What I can do is I can select this entry and I can add this entry to a policy. I can add it to an existing policy or I can create a new policy. But let me just add it to the existing policy, block ICMP here. And really what I want to do is I want to deny traffic from 202.222 to 201.120 with TCP port 3306. Okay, you can see that there. Let's just give it a rule name, block SQL. Okay, and then save that one. And what I can then, so you can see that I'm moving into the policies section here. See the block SQL, block ICMP, and any traffic rules are in there. And let me submit the changes. Okay, the update is successful. Let me move to the table view again. Let's check out the policy and you can see that the block SQL is in there. Now when I go out and check the front end, you can now see that the traffic is now being blocked. The SQL injection doesn't take place anymore. That traffic is blocked. And I can actually prove that by just removing that flow or that rule again. So remove that rule, delete, and save the policy. Okay, so now the SQL is gone again. Let me just move back to the front end and you can see that the SQL injection is not blocked anymore. It's allowed again. Okay, let me just go back into the security policies, table view. Let's go into the network graph. Select that 3306 again, that one. Add it to the block ICMP as a deny. Okay, we're good there. Save and submit changes, and the SQL should be blocked again. You can see that there is no new data coming in. So this shows you that it's really very easy to add rules to policy based on the flow information. And here's another cool thing I can do in the network graph view. I can select the VRF here, and so I can actually see whether the flows are enforced or blocked. And so what I can do here is select the source VLAN, which is 1202, and the destination VLAN 1201. What I want to check is whether the SQL is actually being blocked between the SQL injector, which is on 202.222, and the SQL server, which is on 201.112. Okay, so let's go for the 202.222 and my destination 201.120, and that would be my 3306. Okay, so you can see that there's a flow there. And so what I can do is just refresh it. Select the source again, because it could take some time before the flow kicks in, right, on the firewall log. And you can see here now that I have my source IP 202.222, and I see this orange link here for port 3306, and you can see that this is the deny this flow is being denied. So that's another cool feature that you have in PSM to see what is happening. And that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I really hope to see you soon. There's probably going to be more videos on AFC. You never know. Uh, so again, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, thumbs up. Feedback, suggestions, always welcome, and see you next time. Bye.